is fantastic.
With such an amazing coastline, it's no surprise that many of us fantasise about living in a wonderful home by the sea.
We've got salt water in our veins. Us Brits just love being by the sea. We're drawn to it, as if by instinct. And you can't help falling in love with the sights, the sounds, the smells. It's magical.
I'm architectural designer Charlie Luxton, and in this series I'll get a unique view of some of Britain's most fantastic coastal properties. I'll design fantasy houses in some incredible seaside locations.
Up here would just be my dream spot to put a house.
And meet the people who've realised that ambition to have a home by the sea.
Wow, what a view.
Here we are.
Wow, look at this.
On a rough day, you get the spray coming up to the first floor windows.
Like Captain
Yeah, you get the
Ahab.
sea spray.
In today's programme, I'm heading to Devon to find out what makes it Britain's coastal property hotspot. Here, homes create new waves in seaside design, turn estuary views into infinity pools, and transport you to a whole new world.
That's great. I'd expect to see that in the canyons in LA. Today's journey takes me along the stunning south coast of Devon. It boasts areas of outstanding natural beauty, sandy beaches, the seaside resorts of the English Riviera, and the most incredible wide estuaries that wind their way for miles from the sea inland.
From Hope Cove in the gorgeous South Hams up to the Ex-Estuary on the county's southeastern shore, I'll be visiting some fascinating properties. The first port of call on my journey is the harbour town of Brixham. Where there's a wonderful mix of working trawlers and resting tourists.
And you can see why it attracts so many visitors. It's a picture postcard working harbour town with a bustling quay and brightly coloured houses winding their way up the hillside.
But there's more to seaside architecture here than these traditional homes. Devon is awash with new, big and bold coastal properties. But the contemporary house I'm on my way to visit definitely doesn't like to shout about itself.
As I arrived here, I saw a property which from the sea looked incredible. But from the land, it really doesn't give much away.
And that's just the kind of optical illusion its owners, Richard and Jenny Beale, set out to create.
Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Hello, Jenny. How are you?
Oh, very well, thanks.
This is lovely. I love this view. This is fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, it's great, yes.
That's an incredible idea, just so you walk in and all you see is sea.
Yes, the architect was very keen that you got a really good entrance.
Strong
really
connection to that
really
ocean,
strong,
to that view.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's very interesting because It's almost like there is no house here. It's like
No.
a stealth house.
It's stealth,
is.
invisible, integrated completely into the landscape.
And was that a key part of your brief?
Oh, yes.
That is great. That must make you smile every time you come home.
It does, yes.
But to appreciate the genius of its design, you need to approach it from the sea. It's then the house merges into the rocks it's built into. It's architecture meets geology.
Wow, that is beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
What a location.
Richard, who worked in IT, and Jenny, a retired management consultant, have created a 4-bedroom home in a design style that could be described as covert contemporary.
What I really like is as you look back down the house, it almost looks like a geological formation. It's like rock-like.
Yes, instead of a straight line or even just a broken line, we've got this jagged edge. And in fact, the architect said, when I questioned him about this, I said, why are there are all these breaks in it? Why does it keep going off at different
Why isn't it
angles?
straight?
And he said, we like jagged,
Okay.
which is fixed in my mind forever because it captures the idea perfectly.
Sounds like you need a T-shirt. We like jagged.
We like jagged.
Do you like jagged now?
Yes. Oh, we do.
We do.
We do. It's just right. It's so
Jaggedism.
It's so
Go
much,
jaggedism.
it's so much more interesting.
It is. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you don't get straight lines in nature. So this broken down, jagged kind of characteristic really just helps the building disappear.
That's it. That's exactly what we like. We don't like things looking too brash, too in your face.
We'd be happy if it was invisible completely.
And it almost looks like the rock was here and you've just sort of made a little bit of changes to it and inhabited it. It feels very natural like that.
The house is a shining example of how to take inspiration from the coastal landscape. Hardy plants that thrive on the nearby cliffs sit naturally on the split-level living roofs, while the stone walls mimic a ruined military building just along the headland.
If you go up and look at the fort and the beautiful Napoleonic fort that was built, you can see these huge stone structures. And here you have again a stone structure, inspired partly by that idea.
So actually, the architect saw that and sort of took some of those ideas and put them into here.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's the idea.
I'm keen to find out more about this secretive home. Starting with the open-plan living area downstairs.
Beautiful.
The blue limestone, which dates back to the Jurassic period, is as dominant inside as out. Richard and Jenny have kept the colour palette simple, restrained to a single muted colour, so nothing competes with the feature stonework.
So this is the sitting room, combined with library and TV and
Beautiful fire, isn't
and
it?
the double-sided fireplace, which is obviously wonderful in winter, burning logs.
And you've still got this incredible view.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel about it, like midwinter with the fire on and like a storm raging against the window? It feels like a kind of a cave.
Some of the best
it does.
times.
It's wonderful. It's the best time here, I think.
Because it's really nice that you've got the stone on sort of the three sides behind you. So you sort of really do kind of like a very kind of sophisticated Neolithic man, isn't it?
Yes.
There's some really nice detailing as well where the plasterwork meets this lovely stone.
Now you've picked up something which the architect was very keen on, which is the shadow gap.
Oh, yes.
The join between the smooth ceiling and the rough stone. And you don't just put the two together with a bit of sealant. You have this perfect line of the shadow gap.
The endless glazing gives uninterrupted views throughout the house.
That's great, isn't it? Bath with a view.
And thanks to technology, even the most private of rooms can appreciate the scenery.
What I'm going to do is open the door and ask you to go
Okay, I'll go inside.
And stand over there and look out.
Ooh,
Then
nice
you go
bathroom.
in. Right. And now watch closely because
Oh,
Great, isn't it?
nice.
there you are.
Look at that.
So you have privacy or you have a view.
At the flick of a switch, the smart glass transforms from translucent to transparent.
Nice.
Now you
It's
can
a
see out.
novelty that, for me at least, never wears thin. But in this home, no one misses out on the high-spec gadgets, not even the couple's pets.
Most people ruin a door or a window putting a cat flap in it. Pointless when you can build your own cat tunnel. So there's a concrete tunnel running right through the outside wall.
What, there?
Yeah, down
Oh,
there.
I see.
That's it.
So in winter, when the doors are shut, they're in and out of the tunnel.
Yes.
In and out of the tunnel.
For me, this house is a perfect mix of the elemental and the sophisticated.
I bet your friends like coming to stay, don't they?
Oh yes.
They do.
Knocking the door down.
We love them coming to stay too.
Very nice. Absolutely beautiful.
After visiting Richard and Jenny's hidden gem of a home, my Devon journey has really taken off. In the next leg, I'll be heading east to see a traditional cottage with an interior style that's all shook up.
Bit of New England and a bit of kind of French Provençal with a bit of shabby chic thrown in there as well. So
like a cocktail.
Lots of white. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm impressed by a modernist home and its design that works on every level.
Really get a sense of how the roof runs from one side of the building right through to the other. It's incredibly dynamic, isn't it? It's amazing.
I'm in South Devon exploring sweeping golden beaches and meandering tidal estuaries that make this coastline such a special place to live. It has gorgeous landscapes and a wealth of natural wonders. And generations of architects and engineers have done their best to match its beauty in the built environment. The next home on my itinerary is in Lympstone, a small village on the banks of the Exe estuary in the east of the county. On a calm day like today, Lympstone's a tranquil, sleepy place. I'm here to meet Nancy Cruikshank, whose estuary cottage is by definition as close to a seaside home as you can get. Traditionally built for fishermen or chandlers, these pretty 2-up, 2-downs are now the kind of holiday home many hanker for. And I'm keen to see how it's been adapted for the 21st century.
So how did you end up in this beautiful place?
By accident, in actual fact. A girlfriend of mine owned the house and invited us to stay for a weekend. We came down, my husband and I, the 2 kids, and just loved it. So cool to thank her, and she said that she was thinking of selling it. And did I know anyone who would be interested? And immediately, without thinking, my husband piped up and said, "We'll buy it." And this was the first time we had ever been.
Did she know you were looking, or were you looking?
We weren't looking. We were not looking for a house.
Do you think your friend set you up?
It was like a very elaborate sort of viewing appointment or something.
It's really smart, whatever, because it worked.
I mean, that is right on the waterfront, isn't it? I mean, you don't get any closer than that.
Well, I think living here, it's all about the sort of relationship with the water, being close by. You can have days like today where it's incredibly calm. It's almost eerie to be out here.
It is beautiful. I mean, it's like you can hardly see where the sea ends and the sky starts.
It's really very, very beautiful. And there are days when you come out of here and it is wild. The waves are crashing in. It can feel very, very different. And I think that's something that I love about it, is that it has a very different character at different times.
And when the weather turns, Nancy's home isn't so much on the front line of the village's sea defences, it is the front line.
Look at this gate. So you really
Floodgates.
do. That is industrial, isn't it?
They're essential. There are about 10 people in the village who look after the floodgates.
It's their job.
It's their job. They come, take the padlocks off, close it up. So occasionally I'll arrive at the house and the floodgate is closed. And you know then that the water is going to either be up very, very high that evening, or it's, you know, you look just over the top and wow, it's right there.
It's up the front of the gate.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You better hope that at least one of the 10 is in the town when the time comes, because it,
Yes,
you know, it
exactly.
doesn't wait, does it? Well, I've heard about
Hopefully
tide. Doesn't
there
really
are.
wait for anyone, does it? Should we go and have a look inside?
Absolutely, come on in.
Nancy, who runs her own beauty business in London, bought the 200-year-old cottage as a cosy seaside escape for her family. The interior design has certainly taken its cue from the habitat just outside the window. From ornamental wading birds to nautical motifs, it creates a link between the waterside rooms and their surroundings. Whether it's low tide or high tide.
Wow, look at that view. I mean, you get a sense of it from outside, but somehow just being in here and having it framed like that is stunning.
And when the tide's in, I always feel like with these windows open, it's a little bit like being on a boat.
Yeah. There's no connection to ground because there's nothing in front of you.
Absolutely. You can just hear the water lapping.
Lapping against the boats, and that lovely sound you get from the rigging of the boats, you know, that sort of little noises. Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms squeezed into this 140 square metre cottage.
That's nice, isn't it?
But the generous master bedroom, combined with Nancy's interior styling, makes it feel more spacious than it really is.
The feeling of the house that we really wanted to create was, I guess, somewhere between a bit of New England and a bit of kind of French Provençal, with a bit of kind of shabby chic thrown in there as well.
It's
so
like
just
a cocktail.
Lots of white. Yeah, absolutely.
The wood that all ties in together, it keeps it very kind of calm.
I feel it very physically when I walk in here. I think my kids feel it as well, that it's just, you know, low-key, family time, you know, and it's really a breath of fresh air.
I can imagine it's quite a good place to sort of have thoughts, to sort of get away from it and just think deeply.
Nancy's been able to create her dream retreat here, all too aware how fate has given her a helping hand.
I bet you're really glad you said, OK, we'll go down there for the weekend, all those years ago.
We really fell in love, actually. We really did fall in love with the coastline, the whole area, and the house itself.
I can see why.
You know, right now, this is just perfect.
As more of us crave coastal living, homes like Nancy's in prime locations can command high prices. It's estimated that being by an estuary, offering sea views but shelter from harsh weather, can add a whopping 85% to the value of a home compared to a similar property inland.
And nowhere has that impact been felt more than here in Salcombe. Renovation and building boom has pushed some of the property prices here into the multi-million-pound bracket.
Salcombe's a mecca for sailors, and where there's yachts, there's brass. And the demand for homes in this picturesque harbour town has seen it overtake Dorset's exclusive sandbanks as Britain's most expensive coastal area. It's properties which overlook the wonderful Kingsbridge estuary that can really command premium prices. For rooms with a view, then this 3-bedroom duplex apartment will take some beating. As well as a plethora of panoramic windows, there are 2 balconies from which to soak up the scenery. The value on these vistas? £1.25 million. Characterful older properties are still in demand. Inside the solid stone walls of this Victorian Baptist chapel, there's a contemporary 4-bedroom apartment up for sale. There are great views over the water, but at £1.5 million, church mice need not apply. Now in Salcombe there are semis and there are semis. With its floor-to-ceiling windows, every inch of this 5-bedroom ultra-contemporary house has been designed to embrace its fabulous position above the estuary. The seemingly endless glazing make it a light-filled space. And strangely, that's how your wallet will feel when you've paid the £2.75 million asking price. My travels around the Devon coast has taken me to another of the county's estuaries. This time it's where the River Dart meets the English Channel. Its busy waterways has everything, from pricey yachts to tourist paddle steamers. While the hillsides are crowded with properties, clamouring to get a glimpse of the estuary below.
Just over there is the beautiful town of Dartmouth, and I'm on the quieter side of the estuary in Kingswear. And I'm here to see a really unique coastal property, just over this hill.
From the tree-lined driveway, it's possible to get the odd glimpse of the home I'm visiting, set deep amongst the ferns and lush foliage. But push through the branches and the truly spectacular Kiwana Hall greets you. With its zinc butterfly roof and acres of glass, this home couldn't be more 21st century. But its origins and styling actually date back to the swinging 60s.
It's incredibly sort of un-English, un-British in so many ways. I'd expect to see that in sort of the canyons in LA.
Today it's owned by Gordon Craig, who is a local GP, and Tony Pithers, a former retail manager. And they've agreed to show me round their retro-inspired home.
We were down here on a very wet February weekend. We went into the estate agents. We were just having a look and down in the window. And we looked at the window and we thought, wow, that place looks really unusual. Yeah. And I said, that looks like something out of Los Angeles.
We got about halfway up the drive and I thought, I want to live here. I hadn't even seen the house, really. I hadn't been inside it. I said, I really want to live here. This is it. This is the house.
The style of this gleaming palace of glass and zinc takes its cue from the original home that once stood on the site. Built in 1962, the modernist architecture of Kiwana Hall certainly caused a stir. It was as if the Thunderbirds' Tracy Island had descended on South Devon.
What was it like when you first bought it?
It was very dilapidated, needed a lot of work doing to it. It leaked. The electrics blew every time you plugged the kettle in. And it was a bit like camping out because we were here for 3 years living in the old house.
Really?
Yeah.
So you moved into it as the unreconstructed 1960s building?
Yeah.
Transforming the rundown home took 2 years and a fair bit of cash too. £600,000 to be precise. But from where I'm standing, I'd say it's certainly been worth the investment. The exterior's an explosion of angles and sharp shapes. But later, it's the home's interior design that blows me away.
What a fantastic space.
and how living on the sun-kissed Devon coast fuels a photographer's creativity.
It's the smell, it's the sound, it's the air. It's inspiring on every level.
I'm in South Devon, a place with properties as attractive as its shoreline. From a modern house that seems to emerge organically from the sea, to a cosy fisherman's cottage right on the water's edge, it's a place rich in architectural gems. My travels have taken me a short distance from the shimmering dark estuary to the dense wooded valley above the village of Kingsweir. I'm visiting Kawana Hall, a far-out home reimagining 1960s modernist architecture. Owned by Tony Pithers and Gordon Craig, it's a home that's more in keeping with the Hollywood Hills than the South Hams.
Should we have a look around?
Yeah, of course.
Lovely.
Follow me.
The exterior is an explosion of angles, and I can't wait to see inside.
What a fantastic space. That's great.
Tony and Gordon have used arrow-straight pine planks to clad the sloping ceiling. These boards run the full 30-metre length of the main space and draw the eye along a visual journey of discovery.
I love the level changes and the way it kind of sort of slightly out of kilter with the roof.
Originally, of course, there were lots of little rooms here, so it wasn't one big open space. And actually the roof ran the other way, so the slats of the roof ran that way.
Okay.
And then as soon as we opened it up, we realised that you needed to run the wood this way, so your line of sight...
Draw you down.
Exactly. It was a nightmare for the builders, they hated it. You know.
The slanted roof also helps divide what is effectively one big room into distinct functional areas. From the ultra-modern kitchen on one side of the incline to the master bedroom suite high on the other. This is a new home, but one that's been very faithful to its predecessor.
So what was your brief to the architect?
We just said, what do you think would be good here? And he came back and said to us, well,
Knock it down
and actually build it in the similar style on the same footprint and keep to the original design as much as possible.
No, because, you know, this 60s architecture is great. You know, actually, when it's done right, it's really great. And I think we don't value it enough. And it's really nice when you go, you know what, there was a real kind of creative flair, and we're going to respect that, and we're going to work with it and make, you know, improve it a bit, but stick to the plan.
Tony and Gordon didn't just celebrate Kawana Hall's architectural heritage, though. They've preserved some of it too.
So this staircase is fantastic.
This is original.
Is
so
it?
This was basically here, yeah. It was covered in carpet, actually, so can you imagine it? Covered in carpet.
You really get a sense of how the roof runs from one side of the building right through to the other. It's incredibly dynamic, isn't it?
It's amazing, it's really great.
Really connects the spaces.
The unique shape of the house means there's one room that defies gravity. Clinging precariously to the main house is the ensuite bathroom. Cantilevering from the chimney, this room could have been more vertigo-inducing if Tony's initial plans had come to fruition.
So originally we had hoped to put a glass floor in here. Can you imagine that? That would have been really...
What, here? A glass floor? I find glass floors slightly freaky.
Scary?
Yeah. They are, like, you go, whoa. But no, you've got this view, surely that's...
Well, we got the window, which does as well. You know, we can still parade ourselves in front of it if we want to.
As well as the couple's revealing ensuite, the 3 guest bedrooms at the opposite end of the house also have fabulous outlooks.
You've got 2 at the back, left and right, and then you've got this one over here, and this one overlooks the pool.
Wow, what a great view.
Isn't it wonderful?
Look at that!
Amazing, isn't it?
That's lovely.
And it's not just Gordon and Tony who get to appreciate Kawana Hall. They also run a boutique B&B utilising their 3 spare bedrooms.
Wow, now that's my kind of B&B.
There you are.
That is my kind of B&B. Beautiful.
You get the sun in the morning and the terraces get it in the evening in the height of the summer. So it's been really well designed, which is one of the reasons why we've left it, more or less. We haven't moved it or jiggled about with it.
Just sort of embroidered and built upon what was here.
Yeah.
With the pair in charge of a posh B&B, I'm keen to sample a fry-up.
Oh, they smell lovely.
No full English at this time of day, though. Fresh scallops with chorizos on the menu instead. In the 60s and 70s, this was known as a party house. And who am I to stand in the way of tradition?
We were just about to knock it down. We had 250 people here in a September evening outside. We had barbecue stations, band at the end of the pool. We had a chandelier hanging in the middle over the middle of the pool.
You really went for it.
And we really went for it.
What I think is genius about the original design and what you've done with it, it feels very homely. I mean, it's uncompromisingly modern, but it feels like a really nice house just to live in.
It's just a very comfortable space and comfortable place to be.
Thank you very much for having me and showing me around. It's a lovely house.
It's been great to
You're
meet
very
you.
welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good food, good wine, and the chance to soak up the hazy summer sunshine. I'm starting to understand what draws people to this part of Devon. And it's the outstanding quality of light, especially as the sun sinks low, which proves irresistible to artists who come to live and work by the sea. Fine art photographer Deborah Shank is one of them. Creating images drawn from the natural beauty she finds here in Hope Cove.
I've just had a longing to live by the sea, and it was transformational. I think from even the first week of moving here, just a sense of well-being. It's the space to think, it's the space to be creative, and somewhere like this is it's space. It's fabulous.
As well as her photographs of natural seascapes, Deborah also creates compositions from what she finds on the seashore.
When you're taking photographs, some of it is the impulse of the moment of what you see and you're inspired by. Stones, shells, twigs, feathers. So you have pockets full of stuff, and then I usually go back to the studio and photograph those. But it's also, I think, it's the inspiration, it's the peace of mind of being somewhere like this. It's inspiring on every level.
Deborah's studio is at her rental house, a short stroll from the cove below. And as her art is influenced by the sea, her home is influenced by her art. Found objects, wood and shells gathered from the shore, combined with sand-coloured walls and stripped furniture, keep bringing the outside in.
There's something about interiors which I love to have a reflection of what's going on outside. So around me I've got sea, I've got sky, and it's those sort of, you know, it's the blues, the whites, the naturals, the pastels. I love the feeling of it all kind of marrying together and sort of seamlessly, you know, sort of a sereneness, which is what I feel by living here.
For Deborah, Hope Cove's influence starts from the moment she first wakes up.
It's the most incredible view in the world, and again, it's about light. I think anyone who's an artist, particularly being a photographer, it's light, 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 and more light. And the way to start the day is I sort of just sit here for a few minutes, look outside, and then right, I'm ready to go.
For Deborah and artists like her, this South Devon coastline is a fantastic muse. It's a place which challenges you to be creative, and I can feel it slowly working its magic on me. On the final leg of my journey, I'll be trying to design my own dream home by the sea.
There's nothing like having a sort of a glassy corner in a bedroom to really sort of connect you with the landscape.
And I meet the couple with Devon's most eccentric extension.
It's all a bit nautical, pointing out to the sea. We call it the sail.
My journey across the glorious bays and estuaries of South Devon has unearthed some of the finest properties the South West has to offer. From seeing the craggy lines and cutting-edge features of Berry Head House, to the nautical shabby chic of Nancy's waterside home on the ex-estuary. It's hard for a designer like me not to want to make a mark. So as I begin the final leg of my trip, I'm going to have a go at creating my own fantasy Devon home.
One of the most amazing things about this part of Devon are these wonderful estuaries. This is the Kingsbridge estuary. And I think if I was to build a house down here, it would be on one of these estuaries. And there's a wonderful spot tucked behind these wooden sleepers. What's nice about it, it's got a big wide view down the estuary. One of the things I've seen travelling around on these estuaries are these lovely old boathouses. And I think I'd like to sort of create a house sort of referencing those. So what I was thinking, if you imagine this is that sleeper wall there, and you've got the shoreline, and you've got a couple of boats bobbing around, is that actually I'd think about, in plan, having a series of sort of long pitched roof structures staggered, and as you came across the bridge they'd fall into perfect sort of line and then break up again, which I think could be a really nice sort of little motif as you came across the bridge.
Staggering the sections of the house will break down the volume and crucially will give more of the rooms those estuary views.
If you have the living space as you probably want it, all facing this way, then all the bedrooms aren't going to get the view. But if you just pull these two volumes out, you start getting these lovely corners, and there's nothing like having a sort of a glassy corner in a bedroom to really sort of connect you with the landscape. And what would also be really nice is that these trees here would provide some nice privacy for these bedrooms, so they would still get the view forward and they'd get a sort of view through the trees back across to the bridge and up the estuary.
The trick here is to get the materials right. The roof would be long slats of timber and there would be plenty of glass. I like that zinc I saw at Kawana Hall, so maybe sneak a bit of that in there too.
Very low key, very sort of tucked into the landscape and referencing the old industrial buildings that you see dotted around the estuary. I think it'd be nice.
The last home I'm visiting in Devon lies right in the heart of the English Riviera. Trainloads of tourists began steaming their way into the resorts of Paignton and Torquay in Victorian times. And area's popularity grew, investors flocked to buy into what was regarded as the English version of Monte Carlo. The result was a building boom with an eclectic twist.
This is Livermead in Torbay. It's a fascinating area that grew up between the First and Second World War, and it's almost a piece of kind of fantasy architecture. Over there, there's kind of half-timbered Jacobean-style houses. Up there, there's a very strange kind of cube with an obelisk on top, and up there, something that looks like a sort of a Spanish hacienda. And this, well, it's a thatched cottage, of course.
I've come to Livermead to meet up with medics Patrick and Katerina Roberts and to visit their home. For all intents and purpose, it's a sedate 1930s villa from the front. But at the back, they've carried out an extraordinary transformation that's befitting of this neighbourhood's architectural eccentricity. I mean, a huge golden sail was the obvious choice, right?
Where did this kind of ambitious, crazy shape come from?
We call it the sail. It's all a bit nautical, pointing out to the sea. We thought, yeah, that's special.
Yeah, I'd seen other houses that the architect had built and I liked them, so we gave him carte blanche, really.
We wanted somewhere that was special. We could stay here, live here for the rest of our lives, perhaps, and really enjoy the architecture.
Rising from the floor, the sail sweeps majestically upwards. Tiled in a weatherproof alloy of copper and aluminium, it totally dominates the rear of the house. It's surprisingly practical too, acting as a roof for their kitchen diner and a canopy for the glass-edged balcony.
I mean, that is an incredible contrast from the front of the house to the back of the house, isn't it?
Well, we wanted it to be like that, really. We wanted it to maintain this sort of subtle front where maybe people would not know that this was behind. This was a bit private. This was more for us, really, the special bit.
Do you think it was a sort of a memory of that first feeling of walking through the house and seeing that view? You now not only walk through the house and see the view, but you see this and you're like, wow, I mean, it's totally different characters. Jekyll and Hyde almost.
It is a bit, yes.
As well as the distinctive sail, Patrick and Katerina have remodelled and extended much of the house. On the ground floor, they've created a self-contained garden flat, perfect for friends and relatives to stay over. And they moved the kitchen from its original position at the front of the house to the rear. So they now have one continuous living area, maximising their elevated position overlooking Torbay.
You know what I really like about this design is that you've got sliding doors, but because of that beam, you can get them completely out of the way.
If we'd have had a folding door, it might have just obstructed the view in the corner there.
You end up with a big block here, don't you? And then when they're shut, you just end up with bars, don't you? But you can open it right up and sort of get that connection from inside to outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like that bit.
The garden benefited too, with the soil dug out from the new extension being used in the landscaping.
And I really love the kind of the level changes in the garden, sort of the way you kind of get to look right down, it drops down this hill.
Yeah, we wanted to make it so you could get glimpses of the sea at each level as well, so you'll find wherever you go, you can just get glimpses of the sea through the trees. The view changes as you go down.
What Katerina and Patrick have created here is a home that's oddly perfect for this quirky neighbourhood. And while the sail shouts, "Look at me!" strangely, it also acts as a giant signpost, directing your gaze away from it and out to the scenery beyond.
I mean, this is a stunning view, isn't it? You can see that's right over to Brixham, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Berry Head Lighthouse over there, right the way through to Torquay on this side.
Very nice. I tell you what I love about it, the fact that you look down out towards the sea. There's lots of houses. You know you're in a town, but there's a lot of civilization, a lot of people around you, but you just got that connection with the sea. It's fantastic. It's a really nice spot.
I've come to the end of my journey along the South Devon coastline. My trip's taken me to just a handful of wonderful houses, but it's given me a huge insight into why this county has become one of Britain's most desirable locations to live by the sea. Bustling fishing ports on the Channel to tranquil estuary villages. I can imagine it's a fantastic place to call home.
What I love about this part of South Devon is just how rich and varied the landscape is. It's like a big bit of countryside folded up into a very small corner of Britain. And the architecture reflects this, from quaint thatched cottages through to stunning contemporary seaside homes. It's all here. And in terms of lifestyle, well, I think it's probably pretty hard to beat.
Next time I'm in Norfolk. Here properties rise majestically from the flat landscape. Fantastic views come out of the blue. And shining beacons are transformed into dazzling homes.
Wow. Oh, look.